Why is Mexico not a superpower? Or in other words, why is Mexico so weak? Firstly, let's confront geography. A fundamental aspect often overlooked, yet profoundly impactful, is Mexico's geographical disposition. With a population of about 129 million, Mexico is the 10th most populated country in the world. It is the largest Spanish-speaking country in the world and the third most populous country in the Americas after the United States and Brazil. However, the majority of its population resides inland, distant from the oceanic expanses. This geographical reality curtails Mexico's ability to project power through a robust navy, a cornerstone of traditional superpower status. Without direct access to maritime routes, Mexico's influence on international maritime affairs and trade is inherently limited, constraining its global reach. Secondly, the specter of colonialism looms large over Mexico's history. The Mexican War of Independence was far more brutal than the American Revolution. It was a full-scale civil war, even though some Mexican nationalists still worship it as some kind of crusade, that destroyed the infrastructure of the viceroyalty, which was in decline when the war started in 1810. The main activity of New Spain was the mining of gold and silver. In fact, Mexico is still the biggest silver producer in the world. The war ravaged the prosperous mining regions of Guanajuato, Zacatecas, and the Sierra Madre del Sur. The Spaniards were still in Cuba and would launch two failed invasions in 1826 and 1829, and could blockade the country by closing the Yucatan Strait. So the main source of cash was gone and could not be revived for several decades, despite efforts by foreign investors. Adding further weight to Mexico's burdensome historical baggage is the loss of significant territories to the United States. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, signed in 1848, saw Mexico cede over half of its territory, including resource-rich regions such as Texas and California. Beyond mere territorial loss, this seismic geopolitical shift deprived Mexico of vital assets crucial for trade, economic prosperity, and strategic positioning. Nowadays, Mexico is an agricultural powerhouse, mainly in the northern states of Sonora and Sinaloa, and we have some other cash crops like avocado and sugarcane. But back in the days following independence, the countryside could not produce surplus, lacked irrigation infrastructure, and was also devastated by the war. An outdated economic system that didn't outlaw special taxes until 1857, namely, the alcabalas, taxes on internal trade. This caused the country to fall back in industrialization for nearly a century, although some efforts were made to promote a national industry, in the form of tariffs and the first development bank in Latin America, the Banco de Avio. So why is Mexico not a superpower? Combine a geographically challenging location, the destruction of your main source of cash, regional divisions, and poverty, and you have the recipe for political instability and civil war. Mexico witnessed many coups between 1821 and 1876, 3 constitutions, 4 foreign invasions that took advantage of the country's weakness and lack of institutional development, the loss of Central America, Texas, California, New Mexico, Oregon, and Colorado. Mexico also took massive loans from British and French bankers, which couldn't be repaid until the late 1880s. The default of those loans caused 2 wars with France, in 1838 and 1862. If you've gained insights from this video, don't hesitate to show your appreciation by hitting that